Hi there, I wanted to talk to you today about Om. So some of you may have Om'd in yoga class before, some of you might have heard an Om, and you may have wondered exactly what it's all about. Why do we do it? What does it mean? I've had some people in the past certainly think that there's a link between Om and some sort of religious connotation, which there isn't. So I wanted to maybe inform you and enlighten you about the beauty of Om and why we do it in a yoga class. First of all, the spelling is often done with an O and an M, and that's kind of the phonetic spelling, if you like. But typically the traditional spelling is using the syllables that the word or the sound represents. So those three syllables are A, U, and M. And each of those syllables represents something. So A represents our past, U represents our present, and M represents our future. And although there is these three syllables, there's actually four elements in the sound of Om. So oftentimes when we're Omming, we will make the sound A, U, M, and then there's that kind of as we draw that sound out, and we're exhaling for the length of the exhale. So as we finish that exhale, the fourth element of Om is soundless. So it's a sound that can't be uttered, it can only be felt. So it's kind of like this quietening down. And ideally we want to chant that Om 3 times. So when we come to our first round, we take a deep breath in. And then there's actually a full inhalation and an exhalation at the end of that Om, which represents that fourth quiet element. So as we have that inhalation and the exhalation, then we start again, take another breath in, preparing for that second round. We breathe in without any strain, a nice light inhalation. We exhale for the length of our Om. And then we take that inhale and exhale as that fourth part. And then we finish for our third round. And the reason that we Om is because it's a sound that really originates from creation, if you like. So it's the sound of nature, and it is the sound of the universe. And when we Om, it creates a beautiful vibration. So if you want to feel that vibration when you're Omming, you can bring one hand to your heart and maybe even another hand to your navel or just below your navel there, and feel that vibration. So when we Om together, it creates this universal vibration. So it's a collectiveness, if you like, that unites us all together. So the more we Om together, the more we kind of raise that vibration, which I know for some of you is going to sound really woo-woo, but the more you start to do it, the easier it just tends to flow out. And I know that for me, although I've been Omming for a long time, and I certainly would do it when I would go to yoga classes with other teachers, I find that there's not a lot of teachers who do feel comfortable Omming, or they don't do it, or they don't even understand why we do it. So a lot of teachers just don't include it in their class, which is fine, and every teacher is different. But for me, I really love that vibration, and I really love that it symbolizes unity and togetherness. And it's one of the reasons why, even if I'm running out of time, I'll always try and do at least one Om. So I would encourage you at home, certainly, to take a seat, sit up tall, find your breath, and just practice your Omming. And you know, when I used to do it when my kids were quite young, I would often be practicing sometimes early in the morning at home when they would be sleeping, or I was hoping that they would be sleeping. Or I would also be doing my practice in the afternoon when they were having their afternoon nap. So I was always really kind of quiet So if you need to be quiet, then keep your mouth closed and just hum, which is what we call Brahmari breath. So you can do that as a way just to build that confidence and familiarity before you do start to om. And then over time, you'll find that you'll have that confidence to open your mouth. And opening the mouth and making that sound is also a really nice way that we release tension from the body. And when we open our throat out, it also allows us just to feel more confident in what it is that we want to speak or what it is that we want to say. And what I love about omming, especially when I do it at home now, is that my kids actually know that when I'm coming to the end of my practice, and as soon as they hear that first om, they come running. And even now, they're much older, they sit a little more heavier in my lap, but they'll still come and join me for that om, that very last om that I do, and they really love it. And I find that in all of our classes, even in our mum and baby classes, sometimes we tend to do a little bit of a quieter om, but certainly the babies love it and they all get so quiet when it happens. So if you haven't already thought about om or you're not sure what it means, then I would encourage you just to have that practice at home, include it into your home practice at the end, and just see how you go. It'll change your practice for sure. And if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to chat about om. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.